over time, I learned that getting customers is the same thing as getting teammates. You generate leads, you generate applicants, you nurture those leads, you nurture your applicants. You have a sales process, you have an interview process, and then eventually you end up at an agreement. And piece by piece, we started to develop the things that made it easy to get people. And again, we're talking about recruiting and training sales reps. And so when you're recruiting, audio has to match the video. And so what I mean by that is that the audio is what you say, the video is what you do. And so it's important that if you're in a sales leadership position, that you're clear on what is the mission of your business. We need to be able, just like customers care about this stuff, employees care about it even more. Our mission at RBP is to make work more rewarding through engineering better customer experiences. This is the core of what we do, right? We don't just make CRMs, right? We're trying to make the work that our customers do more rewarding with getting more sales, more happy customers, more career growth, while also engineering a better customer experience. If we do those two things, the owner, our customer, usually gets what they want. And getting a vision, and then getting core values. And at the end of the day, if we hire people and the audio doesn't match the video, then all of a sudden we lose credibility, right? We lose alignment with our team. So we have to constantly keep this at the core of what we do, but it matters in recruiting and training. Because if you're clear on these core values and what each of these mean, what is the reason for our core value to say thoughts into reality? Well, if you've been in any of our Q&A sessions, we have a few customers who come and they have these ideas and they're like, hey, can we do this? And we try and the most powerful being in the universe, right, would be like God, right? He thinks of the universe and it exists, right? It's like snap of a finger, right? Well, we are not that, but how close can we get? If a customer has an idea and we can turn those thoughts into reality, that has to be a core value of ours, where customers' ideas, customers' thoughts, customers' ways of giving us feedback that causes us to improve, that has to be something that we endeavor to make a reality, right? We have to reward on merit. We have a lot of different talent levels in the business that we have. We can't reward on seniority or tenure. We have to reward on the merit of what people do, right? And it goes on and on and on. And again, the audio has to match the video. But then this is how you ultimately lead your sales team. As a sales manager, you have to be able to say the things that are in these core values and what they mean and anchor that back to the constructive criticism and feedback that you're giving them, which leads into how do we know when we give people feedback and what feedback do we give? That comes into the REX framework, right? Because for me to grow my business over time, to get to my goal, I'm going to have to hire and retain 200 employees. And that means I'm going to have to do 6,945 interviews, or my HR team, and I will have to do 6,945 interviews, right? Or hours of work to get that team. So if I get those people, I sure as heck want to know how to maintain and grow them, because every amount of retention or churn of employees, as that goes up, I have to find people to replace them. That's more work. So I want to know where they're at in terms of getting towards the results that I want. Results come from effort, knowledge, and skills. That's REX. And what that comes out visually is like this little decision-making tree. And we've actually made a much prettier one since then. This is something I just drew out in Lucidchart, but there's a flow to your thoughts, right? And so it all starts with the results, right? Are the results of your salespeople at target? Yes or no? If they are at target, well, that's good. Are they the best on the team, right? Are they the one who demonstrates the magnitude of impact? Are they the ones that set the bar for everybody else? Are they the ones that are showing everybody what's possible, right? That gives you an opportunity to say, okay, like, is there still room for improvement? But if the results are not at target, then we have to look at their effort, right? So in sales, this is pretty easy because we have like activity dashboards, right? We can see how many calls they made, how many tasks they closed, how active they are on the phones, how many emails they're sending. We can see how clear or how updated their CSM audit view is. So we can see the different ways that we measure effort in the system, right? How much time are they spending on the phone, right? We can see this kind of activity. Do we have to see, is their effort right where it needs to be? Because if their effort and their activity is at target, then we go back down to a yes or no, right? If their effort is not at target, right? If they're not doing the things that demonstrate effort being in line, well, then we have an effort issue. So that's the E in the REX framework. So we have to have a conversation on increasing effort. Why is your effort not there? And I'll talk to you a little bit about how we can adapt to stuff like this. But if their results are not at target and their effort is, so if they're putting in the effort, well, then we have to review their training, right? They have to be somewhat like certified in the knowledge of the company, right? We have to think, do they know what they're supposed to know? Because if their effort's there, it might be a knowledge issue, right? So they might be certified. Are they like certified on the knowledge? Have you given them all the opportunities to train? That's what this is. If I look at my customers and I think, okay, our goal is to get you from 3 million to an $8 million company in a year, right? So we want to take you from $250,000 a month to a consistent, predictable $670,000 a month. Sell, build, and collect. How do we get you there? Well, the first thing, are you putting in the effort, right? Are you as a client putting in the effort? Are you showing up to the webinars? Are you leading your team the way that we've taught you? Are you showing up to your monthly check-ins? When we say you need to hire this person, or you need to tell your marketing agency to do this, or when we say you need to get this role hired, are you putting in the effort to do that? And then we have to think, are you as a client? And you have to look, is my salesperson certified in the knowledge? Can they answer the questions about like, why is it we sell GAF? What is it that makes our experience the best in the market? How is it that we install a metal roof? How does company cam work? Then if they're trained on the knowledge, well, then we say, okay, if they don't have a knowledge issue, then they're certified on, then we have to review their opportunities for skills. Because just because someone can actually regurgitate the facts doesn't mean they have the skills to convey that. And so this is where we have to do things like role play, practicing, drilling, to say, do you actually know how to put this knowledge into practice?